Can you all see that?
No.
No,
No.
not yet. Because I forgot to share my screen.
Now we can see it. So we'll let everyone in. All right, so good evening, PWCS families, and welcome to the Family Engagement Series session tonight. My name is Yanette Boyd. I am the Supervisor for Family and Community Engagement. Today's session is Academic Advising and Student Vision Profile for Middle School Students. This presentation is being offered in the requested language of English and will be recorded. We are going to ask you to please keep your device on mute. If you have any questions, please type them in the Q&A section using the button at the bottom of the toolbar. You can also type them in the chat and we will be monitoring that. At this time, I would like to welcome our presenters for this evening. Joining us today, we have Ms. Jane Prince. She is the Supervisor of Secondary School Counseling, as well as Dr. Nate Shaver, Supervisor of College and Career Counseling Services here in Prince William County Schools. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Okay, Nanette, are you ready for us to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, parents and guardians. We are so happy that you have made a decision to join us this evening to learn about the academic advisement process and the student vision profile. My name is Jane Prince. I am the Supervisor of Secondary School Counseling Services. Tonight, I hope to engage you with relevant information to help your student find success during middle school. I have with me this evening one of my colleagues, Dr. Nate Shaver, Supervisor of College and Career Services. It is important for all parents and guardians, all parents, guardians, and family members to feel welcome in every Prince William County school. At the end, we offer free language assistance to help you navigate your child's educational experience. All you have to do is ask for support, and we are there to help. We provide access to professional interpreters upon request to support you. We may request these you may request these services in one of two ways. In person, you can ask for an interpreter when you arrive at the school, and you can also point to the language using one of the language assistance posters. Or online, many of our documents, information are available in Arabic, Chinese, Farsi, Korean, Pashto, Spanish, Urdu, and Vietnamese. You can select a category from the menu on the left to see what is available. You can also use the auto translate option to see a translation of our website. Computerized translations are often imperfect, but can help familiarize you with the information not yet translated by school division. When you enter our school buildings, please make sure to look for the Assistance in Any Language poster that is displayed in all of our main offices and entrance areas. You will also find it easy to navigate translation services on our web pages. As seen here, you may choose to auto-translate any of our content by the click box at the top of each web page that says translations. So, tonight's learning targets. Participants will understand the academic advising process, learn about the importance of a student's academic and career plan or student vision profile, and identify strategies to support your child at home to ensure academic success. Here are some academic terms to be familiar with during this presentation and during the academic advising process. The first one, academic advising. This is the process of coordination between a student and school counselor to create a student's course schedule for the next year. An academic and career plan. This is created in 7th grade and helps a student map out their yearly coursework to ensure it is connected with their plan for life after high school. A credit. A credit is earned when a student takes and passes a course. A diploma. A diploma, eventually in high school, are earned when students complete all requirements for graduation to include credits, verified credits, and non-course requirements or meet requirements set forth in an individual education plan for some students with disabilities. Naviance, the program used in all middle and high schools to help students plan for high school courses and beyond. A student vision profile, an instructional tool used to support students with the development of their academic career plan with information and resources to aid in planning for life after high school. And a verified credit, earned when a student passes a course and an SOL test at the end of a course. And a verified credit can happen for some students who take courses that will be added to their high school transcript. So, another tool that will be incredibly helpful for you and your child is the middle school course catalog. Our catalog is online, is an online resource that contains much of the information that I will review this evening. You can access the catalog by navigating to www.pwcs.edu and clicking the link for academics at the top of the page. After our presentation this evening, we will send an email to all participants with a link to the middle school course catalog and a copy of the presentation. I want to draw your attention to some sections of the middle school course catalog, which may be helpful to you and your child. As a part of the academic advising process, it is important to understand the grading scale for sixth through 7th grade students and for 8th grade students in middle school. Notice the 8th grade grading scale is adjusted to allow students to become more accustomed to a high school grading scale. This change in the grading scale assists students with the upcoming transition to high school. On this slide, you can review the average schedule for a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade student. This slide demonstrates the courses aligned with standard and extended courses for students that qualify for more advanced level courses. So when we look at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you can see in English, a student can take Language Arts 6 or Language Arts Extended. In 7th grade, Language Arts 7 or Language Arts Extended, and the same for 8th. In math, a student could take Math 6, Math 6 Extended, or Math 7 Extended, and many times students qualify for Math 7 Extended with placement tests in the spring of their 5th grade year. In 7th grade, depending on how far you've moved along in 6th grade math, the student may qualify for Math 7, Math 7 Extended, or Advanced Algebra 1. And then in 8th grade, a student would take Pre-Algebra, Advanced Algebra 1, or Advanced Geometry. In science, a student would take 6th grade Science or 6th grade Extended or Enrichment. In 7th grade, Life Science or Life Science Enrichment. And in 8th grade, Physical Science or Physical Science Enrichment. History, in 6th grade, U.S. History. In 7th grade, U.S. History 2. In 8th grade, Civics and Economics. In world language, depending on your school about when this starts in their school, a student may have offered to them French, German, Spanish, or Spanish for fluent speakers. Students in 6th grade will have health and PE, same as 7th grade. And in 8th grade, health and PE or health and PE 8th grade, part 1, and health and PE part 2. They have an extended, a little bit more time with health and PE in 8th grade. Electives, there's a variety of courses which students can choose in each of the 3 years. Specific offerings can be explored at the student-specific schools. Okay. So, student schedule considerations. Student schedules in middle school may also be specialized for students with individual education plans, English learner plans, and for students that qualify for gifted education plan. This is called an IDP, or an individual development plan. For example, an IEP teams determine the specific settings, goals, and programs and supports and accommodations required by such students. Questions about courses and support should be discussed with the IEP case manager and considered by IEP teams. For English learners, EL students are provided with ELD, English Language Development Instruction, and access to core content classes and grade level curricula. ELs are scheduled in ELD courses based on their language proficiency, their ELP level, and take the same required courses as all non-EL peers, including electives and physical education. And students with IDPs or individual development plan, they receive direct resource services with gifted education resource teacher. At most grade levels, these services are delivered through a pull-out model. In grades 6, and 7, students may receive gifted services during their encore rotation. So, middle school transition. And for me, this is really students that are rising 6th graders. As part of academic advising, parents and students should be aware of the process of transition for rising 6th grade students at their assigned middle school. In the spring, middle schools utilize teacher recommendations, SOL scores, and math placement scores to identify courses for students. In addition, 6th grade students are provided an opportunity to choose electives and a music. Parents will receive a copy of their parent's student course request via Parent View in late spring. An open house and orientation will be provided prior to the first day of school, and you can visit your school's website to view upcoming events. So this particular slide will be useful to you later when we send out this presentation by email. You can go to this slide and click this link, and it will take you to our academic advising vision meeting webpage for multiple resources. So first, it is important to understand that academic advising is a process. The academic advising process begins with, number 1, students reviewing their academic career and student vision profile. Number 2, parent or guardian and teacher conversations. 3, students' reflection on their vision and post-high school goals. Review of specialty and advanced course offerings. Review of the requirements or graduation requirements in the future, especially in the 8th grade, those are reviewed. Balance of commitments, academics, and personal wellness. And number 7, this is a snapshot from the academic advising webpage, which has hyperlinks and resources. So, how does this process work, and within what months should I expect things? First of all, every school is a bit different, just to let you know. But the process begins with meaningful conversations. Teachers speak with their students at the beginning of January to discuss academic performance and recommendations. Teachers enter these recommendations into the student information system, which becomes visible to students sometimes late in January, could be later. An updated student vision profile will be available after January 24th, and we'll hear more about that later. In February through April, students meet individually with their school counselor to discuss course selection, the requirements that they have and with their future plans, post-secondary plans. Regardless of whether the student enters preliminary course request in Student View or not. This process is facilitated by the school counseling department through specific classes and grade level. Course change requests are reviewed, approved in April based on staffing for the upcoming school year. And in August, student schedules are released in Student View, typically the Wednesday before the first day of the school year, or first week of the school year. Okay. So, academic advising and vision meetings. So this has been changed a bit. If you've had other students in middle school or even high school, we've sort of adjusted the way that we approach academic advising. So this is kind of new. Here is a visual to demonstrate the academic advising vision meeting process students will be experiencing this spring. So you can see here, students will participate in a student vision lesson prior to meeting with their counselor. And this will be in a classroom setting. Next, they will have a short session that will either be in group or individual counseling with their counselor just to discuss what's coming up and what's to be expected during their academic advising session. And then finally, a school counselor will complete the student vision meeting checklist with the student. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over to my colleague, Dr. Shaver.
Thank you, Jane. And thank you for being with us this evening, everyone. I will now share with you all details about the student vision profile and how it is used in the academic advising process. First, it's important to understand what the student vision profile is and how it was created. The Student Vision Profile is a resource document that we deliver to families of all students in grades 6 through 12. To create this profile, we brought together information from a variety of resources. Naviance is the platform we use to guide our college and career readiness planning behaviors. Starting in grade 6, students use this online tool to take assessments, create their academic and career plan, and learn about themselves through self-discovery, career exploration, and to develop a plan for life after high school. We also work with school counselors to ensure that activities are delivered to students within a developmental framework and within a specific scope and sequence. We have collaborated with an external vendor, Pearson Spotlight, to bring the Student Vision Profile report to life. The team at Spotlight supplements the work of our students with information about workforce trends and post-high school options. And then finally, we use the information found in the student information system to personalize each student's personalized SVP, as we call it, Student Vision Profile. So many of you may have already seen this Student Vision Profile because it was delivered on January 24th for families to begin looking at it. It is a document that's delivered electronically to all parents and guardians and students through Parent View and Student View. You can find the document by going into Parent View, clicking on Documents, and then you should be able to see your Student Vision Profile of your student document in there. Parents and guardians can navigate by getting this information in the same way. Students can find it in their document section as well. The profiles are translated into the desired correspondence language for the top 9 languages spoke in Prince William County by our families, and parents and guardians also receive an English copy of that profile. These documents were created to be viewed on a computer tablet. In the document, students and families will find embedded links in which take them directly to resources to support their learning and post-high school planning. And then finally, if necessary, the student vision profile can be printed and viewed. So here you will see this is a direct link on the student vision profile. There is a direct link which can bring you to this public web page, which you all can go and see. And it provides a lot of information about the student vision profile. It gives you links to feedback surveys that also include translated versions of those feedback surveys. It provides you background information about the profile. It also provides you sample documents for viewing so that you can see what a middle school student vision profile looks like, as well as high school versions of the student vision profile. We also on this web page have tutorial videos that walk you through each of the profiles. And now I'll share more information with you on the middle school version of the student vision profile. So I'm going to play this video for you.
All families of students in grades 6 through 12 will receive a customized Student Vision Profile, or SVP, for their students in January. In June, an updated SVP for grades 7 through 11 will be available. These documents will contain valuable information about planning for life after high school and making the most of their PWCS experience. The information included in this profile is pulled directly from the assessments that students complete in Naviance. This helpful resource includes information about students' personal traits and career interests from Naviance assessments, career plan pathway information, suggested action steps for the student and parent or guardian for each post-high school path, college, career, military, or world of work. The middle school cover page contains most of the students' data, such as their current pathway plan, career cluster interests, career personality key, personal key, and personal values. It also contains an orange box with information under the topics, start the conversation, think about it, get moving, and access resources. The middle school programs map page is mostly a static page containing details on specialty programs available to middle school students at the district's high schools. There are 13 PWCS schools that offer special programs. Additionally, this page has a career interest table in which 3 careers are pulled from student data. The middle school profile of a graduate page. This page is the same for all students and does not contain any personalized data. This page is designed to help students create habits to launch their future, to include being engaged in class, strengthening academic skills, studying, asking for help, developing proactive testing habits, knowing themselves better, having a support system, and knowing when and how to challenge themselves. Lastly, this page has mission-critical resources on family engagement, attendance, high school diplomas, and tutoring resources. The Pathways and Action Steps page for middle schoolers contains information about post-secondary pathways available to the students. A check mark will appear on top of either the career, college, military, or apprenticeship trade schools row based on the pathway information in their student data. Unless the student has not taken the pathway assessment or has selected undecided or gap year as their post-secondary response. The student vision profile reports will be accessed through Parent View Student View and is translated into the parent or guardian's correspondence language if that language is on our required translation list. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to the Director of College Career and Student Support, Becca Schlater at SCHLA TTI at pwcs.edu, or the supervisor of college and career services, Dr. Inaid Shaver at SHAVRAD at pwcs.edu.
So you've gotten to see what the student vision profile looks like. And in Prince William, we utilize the student vision profile as the academic and career plan. The academic and career plan, which we call the ACP, must include and is not limited to a program of study for high school graduation and a post-secondary career pathway based on the student's academic and career interest, is reviewed and updated if necessary during the 9th and 11th grades, and is acknowledged by the parent and guardian and provides opportunities for discussion with the school counselor. And all in PWCS, all ACP artifacts are housed in Naviance. So what I'd like to do now is share with you, as we've talked about the academic advising process and the student vision profile, now let's take a look inside to see what the academic advising meeting looks like in action at the middle school and high school levels.
I would say the start is understanding the student vision profile. And the way you understand it is to complete the professional development in the school counseling essentials. Everything is laid out, everything. From why we use the student vision profile, how to use it, what are the components of it. Do you remember how to get to the student vision profile that we opened
It
in
was
class?
go down to documents and then student vision profile.
And then also the big picture of it, how this travels with them to high school and beyond.
I'm just here to kind of tag along and jump in to discuss the career part, okay, of the student vision profile, which is a new document that we've kind of rolled out with Prince William County, so that students and parents have the opportunity to, you know, just get a snapshot of where you are with your academics and what your projected goal may possibly be with your college and career plans. Okay.
Are you looking into taking classes related to that major?
I think one of the main things that I learned from this Osmond's Bridgeton program was your future starts from right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I started choosing courses that aligned with what I wanted to do in the future. For example, one of the classes offered here was AP Computer Science, which
Mhm.
I am taking now.
Okay.
And I know that computer science is a major that heavily, you know, uses math.
Mhm.
So I decided to continue my math courses.
And because of the work you have put in, you are on track to graduate. And after high school, tell us your plans.
In the lessons, we activate that. We're integrating it into our conversations. It's anything from applying to specialty programs, when we meet for the academic advising, what classes they might want to take in high school. So when they meet with their high school counselor, when they come here towards the end of Q3, they already have understanding of what classes they might want to take for their electives and how the courses they're taking in middle school can already be part of their transcript and how that builds into what they're going to take in high school. This is their course catalog, and you can scroll through it. It's pretty long. You can scroll through it and look through the programs. You can look through the courses. It's a really great resource. Okay. If you go back to your student vision plan, all of these links are on your student vision plan. And here it is. We can even look on here. So all the blue underline are active links. So if you wanted to look into the actual courses, you could click your career interests and it'll take you to the courses, the pathways and programs with the specialty program, active link right here. And then another one that's really great on the very first page, explore resources. It can take you straight to Naviance, student view, parent view, and to the course catalog. So this has all the links that you would need, so you don't have to go to all the different sites. You could just click straight from your student vision plan.
Have you thought about any of the, what courses you may want to take that would help you in the field, you know, going into college as a student who's interested in law?
Yes, I have started thinking about my course selection for next year, or at least getting like an idea.
Mhm.
One of the classes in particular is AP Government.
So we follow all the courses that our playbook, our counseling playbook for the course lessons that we do. And the first one that we did this year, let's start with 8th grade. We did the specialty programs. In the specialty program lesson was exposing students to the student vision profile. That student vision profile really is kind of the basis for all of the planning for the high schoolers as they're going into high school. The one thing that I think is really important to know is that if you are interested in applying to a specialty program, that you go to the website, to the high school specialty program website. So if you scroll, we'll go back to that. If you click on the active link there and scroll down here on this left side, it tells you everything that you would need to know, your application, transportation, and the course catalog if you need that. So if you click on the application process and you scroll down, it's going to give you the exact steps to take. Based on the tests you did, the surveys you did, it came up architecture and construction. And you had mentioned that you're also potentially interested in the agriculture program that's at Brentsville. You're interested in maybe building or aviation. Okay, so let's kind of talk through all that. In here, there's active links. So when we go to specialty programs or Naviance or course catalog, these blue links, just like in Naviance, are active links. You can redo any of the interest surveys. You know, at a point in time, these were the results last year when you were in career investigations. If you want to redo them, you can redo them. The student vision profile is updated twice a year. So once in January and then once in June. So what the benefit of it in January is we'll come into your classes again in probably February and do your academic advising lesson. So that's where you're going to really look into classes that you want to take in high school, the actual electives, kind of start thinking about post-secondary. This will continue to grow with you.
So he mentioned graduation, and then now we're on the college connected, career connected steps. So we've talked about kind of talked about that. We discussed the ASVAB and things to do. Then the college college action steps, it has a check mark next to it. I think you're kind of getting a lot of these skills in with the first gen group, right? Would you say? But just take a look at the college action steps and see if you have any questions about any of those. Down here at the bottom, you will see some of the top institutions or institutions that most of our students apply to in Prince William County, okay? And it's broken down by most selective, highly selective, very selective, moderately selective.
Number one, I think it empowers them. They become more of a robust Prince William County student where they know what's out there. They've explored what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and they can use it all in one location. So they have one-stop shop to kind of work through when they're navigating what they're going to do. It prompts them to have conversations more, not just with themselves, but at home. So then their families understand what are available. You know, any high school is great in Prince William, and they're going to get a great education regardless of what their base school is. But there's so many other opportunities, and we want to make sure all of the students have the same access to those opportunities. I would say.
So you got to take a glimpse into what academic advising looks like for some of our middle schoolers, as well as what it looks like for our high schoolers. And so as we move forward, how can you support your student? Supporting your student is not just about asking questions, but also guiding them through important decisions. Now is a great time to get involved to ensure that course choices are aligned with your students' after high school plan. So some ways that you can help in supporting your student is to help your child identify their interest. Use the career assessment tools in Naviance. Students have access to this 24/7 through their account, and they can take assessments and retake assessments. That's where we get our information that goes into the student vision profile. You can also, number 3, help your child think outside the box and explore careers. Number 4, encourage your child to consider a variety of options with their interests and skills. And then 5, use the student vision profile as a guide to foster conversations with your child. Also, starting a conversation about planning for life after high school can be challenging at times. How many times have you asked your teenager a question and hear the response, "I don't know"? You as the parent are one of the most influential people in the life of your student. When it comes to choosing a career and post-high school planning, you have a critical part in them helping to make their decision. Perhaps you can start the conversation by sharing some of your experience in the world of work. So here on this slide, we're sharing some examples of conversation starters that you can use with your student. So you can share and say, my first job was, second one, today at work, another conversation starter. I think it is important for workers to know when I have a conflict at work, I resolve it by, at work, I have to solve problems like, and then finally, I wish I had known blank about the world of work. So now I'll turn it back over to Ms. Prince and I'll stop sharing.
Okay, so we have a couple of questions. The first one, is the Science 8 enrichment offered in all middle schools? Yes, all of the courses that I listed here tonight are in every single school. And can this video be accessed somewhere on the PWCS website? Yes, it will. I believe that Yanette can answer that. I believe it's on the Family Engagement Series website, but you'll also receive this as a video link on your email. And I also wanted to mention one other thing. We sort of geared this more toward rising 6th, 7th, and 8th, but we could have somebody on here who's going to be rising 9th. If you happen to tune in tonight and you have a student that's currently an 8th grade student, we also did this presentation for high school, including rising 9th grade, and you are welcome to access that on the Family Engagement Series website.
Yes, I will send a follow-up email to everyone who registered. So you will not only receive the PowerPoint tonight, but you also receive the video recording. What I do is I also send the video recording in for captions and translation. So once that's done, then I also post it to the recordings of past events. But we currently do have the video that Ms. Prince is referencing. So I'll make sure to include the link to the recordings of past events. Are there any additional questions for them? I have placed, is there another one that came in?
Let's see. I think one came in the chat. No, you placed that. Okay.
Oh, yes. Yep. So I did put our survey in the chat. I would like for you to just take a couple of minutes to fill it out. Let us know how we're doing. And any suggestions for any future programming that you want to see. Right now, I am in the current stages of planning for the upcoming school year, so I would love your feedback. Let me check see if there's any other questions. It doesn't look like it. So thank you so much to Dr. Shaver and Ms. Prince for joining us this evening. This is great information for our families to have. And thank you all for coming out and watching the Family Engagement Series. We appreciate you coming on, and I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Another question did pop in the Q&A.
Okay. Can the parents meet with their counselor and student? Yes. If you feel that's needed, you can make an appointment to do that. Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.